right now going through my whole seed catalog, 2019 issue, from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds, and I thought I would show you some of the features that it has in it. These are, I think they're $10, but they're really a good deal because it's not just a catalog, it also has lots of useful information, it has articles, and it has just a big variety of beautiful pictures. These are really well done. They've done a great job. And in addition to all that, this year's catalog is fun because it has me in it. Look, there I am, the seamstress. I've been working part-time for a few months now, having fun making pioneer clothes and altering them. And it also has my daughter Tasha and Anna Marie and Audrey. And that is where we spend, or they spend anyway, a lot of their time. And so we've gotten to know the Baker Creek family pretty well, and it's a wonderful place to work and to visit. So if you ever come out to Mansfield, I invite you to come and see. Especially they're having a spring planting festival. It's the first weekend in May, and that would be a fun one for anybody that wants to get some nice plant starts, and they have good speakers. And there's Jack. He works up in the call center. And they have beautiful flowers. Here's the herb section. And they have, I really like the new Echinacea that they've come out with. They're new, but these seeds are all open pollinated, so that means that you can grow them and they'll come back true to seed. And here is the Echinacea. They have 3 different varieties. And you have Elecampane. I started those last year and they did really well for me. And fenugreek and flax. Bronze fennel. I had one of those too from them and it did really well. Blue hyssop, Florence fennel, feverfew. Haven't grown that yet, need to. This one, this Korean hyssop, oh, this was really good. Did really well in our garden. Clay soil. It was a dry, hot summer. It did fabulously and it smells really good and the bees just really loved it. So I'm definitely growing that one again. And there's Anise Hyssop. These smell really good. You can see they have a picture of a bee. And they're good medicine also. And then you have Job's Tears. They have a few of those seeds. Those are a little bit more rare. And then this year's kind of fun. They have a lemon balm that's lemon colored. They have a yellow lemon balm. And I haven't tried growing those from seed, but I think I'll try this year. They have lavender and lemon scented eucalyptus if you live in warm areas. Lovage and lion's ear. And then there's lemongrass. All sorts of nice herbs. And the basil, they have a really huge selection of different basils that you could have just a garden of basil and not grow tired of it. And then there's bee balm. This one is the regular Lonardo Bergamo, and this lemon bee balm is what we grew last year, and it popped right up for us and grew really well, so I highly recommend that one. And the other bee balm, I haven't tried that from seed, but I got starts from somebody that had started some from Baker Creek seeds. We have the Thai basil, is really good. It's kind of licoricey, anisey, and we grew that last year. I would go out and show you, but right now it's a rainy, cold day, and I'd rather be inside. And they have ashwagandha, which takes a couple years to get the root. And then there's anise, and then your different augustaceae, which those are really nice for the butterflies and bees. Rose mint augustaceae, I'm going to try that one this year. And then you have all the different basils. And you can't go wrong with basil. Any kind, it's going to be good. And we're back in the watermelon here. That must be the end of the herbs. But anyway, over here, I skipped a page. These are really neat. This butterfly pea, in the restaurant there, they've served, there's a blue rice there. They've made a blue drink and blue rice. It's pretty fun. And the borage comes up nicely from them. At least it did last year. Let's see, what else did we grow from them last year? There's lemon catnip. I think I tried that one. I think it came up. German chamomile and chives, which I need to start. And chervil, it did kind of okay, but I think I just didn't have a good place for it. And this chamomile I got from someone who started seeds from Baker Creek and the plants from Baker Creek. And it did really well. It kept producing flowers a lot longer than the German chamomile, the Roman chamomile does. So that's a fun one to try. And then there's dwarf lemon cilantro and regular cilantro. I didn't do cilantro last year, but I did do the crimson clover down there. It grew. Chinese motherwort, I'd grown that in pots from them, and it did well. Cumin, cilantro, and Indian coriander. And then dill, which is a nice one. You see those are black swallowtail caterpillars. If you grow dill, then it's a host plant for the caterpillars. And bloody dock is really good too. It's a good permaculture plant because it comes back. And then you have bouquet dill. That did really well for us. And then another Echinacea that's a native one to the Ozarks here. And then Echinacea pallida, which is the thinner petaled one. And then back to the page where I just was. I kind of skipped around, didn't I? So I hope that you try. You don't have to get this catalog, but I hope that you try it out. Baker Creek, you can order online or you can get their free catalog. It doesn't have everything this one does, but it has most of everything. Try them out and try yourself some new herbs in your garden this year. They're a lot easier to grow than you would think. On this page we have marjoram, marshmallow, mint, and moringa and mullein. Marjoram is the oregano that you usually get in the store is really marjoram. And marshmallow, we had one of those that I can't remember if we got from them, or I think it was someone that started seeds from them, but it did really well, and it's still out there, kind of green, even though it's wintertime, it's still hanging in there. And mint, mine didn't come up from seed, but I think the chickens might have had something to do with that. And dwarf moringa, that's kind of a nice one to grow in a pot or something if you're not in the south. And it's a highly nutritious one. And then mullein, believe it or not, people plant mullein. I know if you live out west, it's all over the place, but it is nice to have your own clean supply of it. And then there's the milkweed, which is, everybody should grow milkweed. I haven't grown from Baker Creek, the butterfly or the swamp milkweed. Those haven't come up for me, but I think it's just something that I'm doing wrong. So this year I'm going to try again on both those milkweeds. And Moldavian balm or dragon head. And then you have your other oreganos, and those are both really good. The oyster leaf plant didn't do well for us, but again, I think our chickens might have scratched it up or something. And then mugwort, that does really well. That's a good medicinal. And then you have, this is a rooted parsley. Parsley root is really good for diabetes, kidney problems. And the purple betony, which I got seeds this year and I'm excited to try. And then purslane did really well from them. Mine was golden purslane, but it grows about the same. And that's a giant parsley, and that it does get really big. I grew that last year. And plantain, in case you don't have it growing in your yard, a weed that everybody should have because it's so good for so many different things. And then there's a plantain that I'm going to try. That's this variegated one. It looks real pretty. It has the white on the leaves. And there's an even fancier plantain that's red and ruffled. Ruffle leaf plantain. And rosemary I haven't tried from seed. Rue I haven't either. But those are available. Safflower grows pretty well for me. And then you have sorrel. The sorrel from them did really well. Stinging nettle didn't come up, but I'm going to try again this year. Summer savory, I want to make sure to try that. And then sage, the regular sage. And then you have stevia, that usually does really well. And then the edible chrysanthemums, the shungiku, those are really good and they come up easily. Then you have St. John's wort. And mine I don't think grew, but I think I need a better setup to start things. That's my problem. And this is a different kinds of shiso. Personally, I like the dark red, the purple shizos better. The other ones, this one's okay, but this one that's the Kaoriura, I think that's the kind I grew last year. It kind of had a funny cumin mixed with tires smell and taste to it. I didn't really like it, but the other shiso is a really good herb that everybody should grow. And it will just reseed like crazy, so you want to put it where it won't take over your garden. But that is a good herb. And then we have tansy, we have some of that, and then thyme, and then wild thyme. The toothache plant, that did really well for us last year. We got made a gallon of tincture for toothache syrup. It's good for viral infections. And then wormwood, I was going to try this year. And horehound, I got a start last fall, so hopefully it grows. The valerian did really well from their seeds last year. I'm excited because this year it will finally bloom. We'll get to see it. And then our yarrow did well from them. I think I got the pink yarrow. It popped right up and did really well. Took a while actually, and then you go into the flowers. And, you know, flowers are medicine for the soul, and they're also medicinal, a lot of them, but that wraps up the herbal section. There you have it. Those are the herbs from the whole seed catalog from Baker Creek 2019. I really encourage everybody, especially if you have never grown herbs before, to go out and try something new this year. And try some basil in a pot, or start some mint. Mint is easy to grow outside, but basil really does well in pots. And lemon balm is another one you can just throw in a big pot and it does really well. And you will be grateful that you tried it, and so will your body and your family. Thank you. We'll see you next time.